Welcome to this YouTube channel. In this video we will talk about the history of political turmoil in Pakistan and current situation. So before starting this video, like this video and subscribe to our channel for future updates. Pakistani politics takes place within the framework of the country's constitution. The country is a federal parliamentary republic with strong autonomy and residuary powers for regional governments. The National Cabinet, led by Prime Minister of Pakistan, Imran Khan, 2018, is in charge of the executive branch, which works in tandem with the bicameral parliament and the judiciary. The constitution establishes a delicate check and balance of power sharing among the executive, legislative, and judicial departments of government. The president is the head of state, and he is elected for a 5-year term by the Electoral College. Pakistan's president, Arif Alvi, is presently in office, 2018. Until the 18th Amendment, which was approved in 2010, removed the presidency of its major powers, the president had a powerful authority. Pakistan has transitioned from a semi-presidential to a totally parliamentary government since then. Since the amendment, the president has had the right to grant pardons, as well as postpone or moderate any punishment imposed by any court or authority. The executive, legislative, and judicial branches make up the government. The cabinet, which is led by the prime minister, makes up the executive branch. It is completely separate from the legislative branch, which is made up of a bicameral parliament. The Senate is the upper chamber, and the National Assembly is the lower body. The Supreme Court, as the apex court, is formed, along with the high courts and other lesser courts, to form the judicial branch. The role of the judiciary is to interpret the constitution, as well as federal statutes and regulations. Pakistan is a multi-party democracy with multiple political parties vying for seats in the national and provincial legislatures. Following the fall of Dhaka in 1971, however, a two-party system was established between the People's Party and the Muslim League. The popularity of moderate parties like the PMLQ and the PTI has also risen dramatically. In the country's politics, the military institution has had a significant influence. Several coups were staged between the 1950s and the 2000s, overthrowing democratic democracies. However, since President Pervez Musharraf's retirement in 2008, a clear distinction has been made between the military and politics, and Pakistan is on its way to becoming a liberal democracy. Critics claim that the country is developing toward a rigid hybrid system, in which military and political officials make joint decisions, influencing the civilian government's overall power structure. Meanwhile, many supporters support the shift, describing it as a necessary change in the country's structure to include more public voices in policymaking. Many people applaud the efforts and point to examples of how effective the system has been, such as the National Command and Control Center, NCOC, for effectively tracking COVID-19 response at the state level, and the National Locust Control Center, NLCC, for countering the locust attack and ensuring food security in the country. Pakistan was classified as a hybrid regime by the Economist Intelligence Unit in 2019. There have been allegations that foreigners have gotten very close to Pakistani political leaders in deep state dispensations, and that they have played indirect important roles. Nahid Iskander Mirza, 1919 to 2019, a cousin of Nusrat Bhutto, who was purportedly the wife of an Iranian embassy military attaché in Pakistan, married Iskander Mirza, the country's former president, and claimed to have had a role in negotiating border concessions with Iran. General Zia-ul-Haq's international policy are commonly thought to have been influenced by Joanne Herring, an American socialite. Another American socialite, Cynthia D. Ritchie, has claimed deep ties to the Pakistani establishment since the 2010s. Pakistan is the world's second-largest Muslim country in terms of population, and its status as the world's only Muslim nuclear power plays a role in its international role. It is also a United Nations member in good standing. Its foreign policy has traditionally included tense relations with India, a desire for a stable Afghanistan, long-standing close ties with the People's Republic of China. Pakistan is a key member of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation, OIC. Pakistan has used the OIC as a venue for enlightened moderation, its objective to promote Islamic renaissance and enlightenment. Pakistan had strong relations with both the United States of America and the People's Republic of China for much of the Cold War, fearful of Soviet expansion. It was a member of the military alliances CENTO and SEATO. After the Soviets invaded the neighboring country of Afghanistan, it formed a particularly tight alliance with the US. Pakistan signed the Regional Cooperation for Development (RCD) pact with Turkey and Iran in 1964, at a time when all three nations were staunch allies of the United States and concerned of Soviet expansionism. Pakistan maintains a good relationship with Turkey to this day. After the Iranian Revolution, the RCD ceased to exist, and the Economic Cooperation Organization (ECO) was founded in 1985 as a result of a Pakistani-Turkish initiative. Pakistan's relations with India have lately improved, allowing Pakistan's foreign policy to expand beyond security concerns. This breakthrough has the potential to totally alter Pakistan's foreign policy. Pakistan's relations with the United States and its allies are worsening further as a result of Pakistan's tight ties with China and Russia, as the two countries compete on a number of issues such as commerce, supply chains, stealth aircraft, and hypersonic weapons. Pakistan became a member of the Non-Aligned Movement in 1979. Pakistan's non-alignment, on the other hand, is hotly debated, as the country has a significant predisposition toward China in all domains including politics. The legitimacy of Prime Minister Imran Khan's surprising move over the weekend to veto a parliamentary vote against him and then call a snap general election is being investigated by Pakistan's Supreme Court. The no-confidence motion, which Khan was widely anticipated to lose, was thrown out by the Deputy Speaker of Parliament, a member of Khan's party, who ruled that it was part of a foreign conspiracy and unconstitutional. The five-member panel of the court, led by the country's chief judge, has postponed the hearing until Tuesday. Legal experts say the court's decision on Khan's move could have far-reaching consequences for Pakistan's democracy, where no prime minister has ever served a full term and the military has ruled for roughly half of the country's history. The government's following moves, such as dissolving the assembly and announcing elections within 90 days, might be overturned if the court rules against the motion to block the vote of no confidence. The lower chamber of parliament would be restored in this event, and the vote against Khan could proceed. If Khan loses that vote, as many anticipate him to, the opposition might name its own prime minister and retain power until August 2023, when new elections must be held. The opposition has also stated that it wants early elections, but only if Khan suffers a political setback and legislation is passed to ensure that the future elections are free and fair. They claim that the 2018 elections, which Khan won, were rigged. He is adamant in his denial of any wrongdoing. A court decision against Khan opens the door to legal action against the 69-year-old and members of his party, who are accused of violating the constitution by opponents. What do you think about this video? Do let us know down in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this video and want to hear from us again, be sure to hit that subscribe button before you go.